diphtheria, page number 277.
Is generally looked upon with terror, and well it may be, as it demands more than ordinary knowledge to conduct its victims to safety. To say that homeopathy is wanting at the bedside of these cases is far from true. It cures all cases where good vitality is present and where its remedies are wisely administered. అయితే అంత ఘోరం అంటే ఫస్ట్ వచ్చిన కొత్తల్లో ఇప్పుడు కరోనా ఫస్ట్ అటాక్ వచ్చిన కొత్తలు చాలా మంది చూసుకోవడానికి తీసుకునేసారు. వీళ్ళు మొదట్లో అయినా రకరకాల పెయిన్ కిల్లర్స్ కొట్టేవారు, తర్వాత లేకపోతే డాక్టర్స్ చెప్పడం 6 నెలలు ఇలాగే ఉంటాయి, ఏం చేయలేము. అదే సింపుల్ గా రెమెడీస్ ఆర్థిక కాస్టిగా యూజ్ చేస్తా ఇచ్చేవాళ్ళు. చాలా మంది టెన్షన్ ఆర్మీలో ఉన్నవాళ్ళు.
ఎక్కడ నేను చార్మినార్ వేయాలి
To assume or admit that our lack of knowledge must be a common cause of so many failures in both true and untrue. It is true that more knowledge is required than the ordinary homeopath possesses, or he would not be compelled to admit the several deaths in his confessions and reports. But to say that our knowledge and homeopathy in its present state of development could not be expected to do better is far from true. Our science is now developed to a high state of perfection, but individuals often fail to apply it in this disease with wisdom and judgment, and therefore lose many subjects. The disease is not constantly with us, and when it comes, it generally assumes a form unlike its previous appearances, and by the time the physician has carefully looked into the epidemic phases and remedial agents, it has gone, leaving upon his hands severe and unfavorable terminations to cause regret and disappointment. The physician of studious habits and active practice, however, may so keep in touch with his principles and materia medica as to keep his death like remarkably small. Death list remarkably small, but it must be observed that he does not prescribe for every symptom that shows itself on the instant of its appearance. I will venture to say that any physician's death list will be large if he hurries into bed chambers, looks at the tongue, takes the temperature, feels the pulse, looks into the throat, makes a culture, disinfects the house, washes the throat with antiseptics, etc. I will also venture to say that any physician's death list will be remarkably small if he goes to the sick room and observes all the symptoms of the patient, all the surroundings of the house and room, sees all the obstructions, and knows the full purport of all things there, waits and watches the development of the sickness until its every feature has been manifested. If he knows when that time has come, and then carefully compares all the symptoms of this sickness with the symptoms of homeopathic materia medica, and knows how to select the potency, how to administer it, and when not to give it. ఎప్పుడు మంది ఇవ్వాలి, ఎప్పుడు ఆపాలి, ఎప్పుడు ఇవ్వకూడదు, అది జాగ్రత్తగా కన్సల్ట్ చేసుకుని పెట్టుకుని ఆ రకంగా చేస్తే వాడి దగ్గర ఫెయిల్ అయ్యే కేసెస్ లిస్ట్ చాలా తక్కువ. ఆ ముందు ఎక్స్ట్రా కేర్ తీసుకున్నట్టుగా కనిపించి షోగా కనిపించిన వాళ్ళ దగ్గర ఎక్కువ ఇష్టం. How many of you can say all these things to yourself? How many of you do it in this in just this way? Do not most of you entertain the idea that you must make great haste to get medicine into the child's stomach, or it will get worse. Do not most of you fear that the people will turn you off and get another physician if you do not do something at once. వెంటనే వాడికి మండేసి ఏదో హడావిడి చేయడం వాడికి కూడా డాక్టర్ దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళిపోతాడు అనేటువంటి తొందర అక్కర్లేదు. Do you know of any other class of work that would not be jeopardized and ruined by such haste as all of you do at the bedside in one of these serious sicknesses? If you are not guilty of this charge, then you are not hurt. But it is so true of so large a number of our best men that no harm can come from hearing about it. To go to the bedside with fear and trembling is death to the sufferer. To go to the bedside with confidence born of knowledge and from having trusted our means of cure so long means life to the patrons of homeopathy. It is not that you are ignorant of your principles and your material, but that these are not invoked at the time of greatest need. మీకు రావని కాదు, నీకు తెలియదు కాదు, చదవలేదని కదా, అవన్నీ తెలుసు. కానీ అవసరం వచ్చినప్పుడు ఇది కరెక్ట్ గా కట్టాలి, అది ముఖ్యం. Through fear and haste, you act and fail. Whereas you should watch and wait and discover there is no hurry, and if the sickness has not yet shown what medicine this life stands in need of, wait, even if you go and come repeatedly. Let it develop until its character is stamped upon the case, so that no mistake can be made. A mistake in the first remedy nearly always means death, and at least it makes the case. It marks the case. It would be strange if you, who know so much about the art of healing, could make a first prescription of a remedy so far from similar that it did not act. You know, if it is similar at all, it will make changes in that symptom image, and if it is similar enough, it will cure. Therefore, you need not hope that if your first prescription did not cure, it was so dissimilar, it was harmless. You must expect to cure or begin the cure with the first prescription. Then all is easy, as the changes now observed are such as bring joy to the hearts of the family and to the doctor. You must therefore never prescribe on the first fleeting evidences of the sickness, but according to the true saying, first be sure you are right and then go ahead. The first prescription, when correctly adjusted to the symptoms, will cause the membranes to fade out and all the characteristics of sickness retreat. The first prescription, when incorrectly chosen, will most likely change the symptoms, but the patient will go on from bad to worse, and the next prescription must be a matter of guesswork, as the index has been spoiled and hence the mortality. You know enough about your materia medica to do good work if you apply it properly. The materia medica is full and rich, and the repertory points out the general and particular features. E.V.M.Acharya's cards are most useful aids. They are correctly compiled and within the reach of all. It is not more materia medica that is needed, but a correction in the fault at the bedside. The careful follower of Hahnemann's instructions in taking the case will avoid the errors I have mentioned and save the necessity for a kind and generous counsel to say the treatment is just such as we would have given had we been here in the beginning. అంటే ఆయన చెప్పినట్టుగా ఆ కేసు పిక్చర్ కరెక్ట్గా తీసుకోగలిగితే కరెక్ట్ రెమెడీ అనేటువంటిది అరైవ్ అవ్వగలుగుతాం. To find out which remedy to give is the important matter to be considered. The characteristics of a fatal case of this disease are as follows. First, no individualizing symptoms. Second, an ignorant physician. And this is the commonest cause of failure. This is the commonest cause of failure. The patient might as well be sick without symptoms as have plenty of symptoms, and a doctor who knows not the meaning of symptoms. A favorable prognosis may be made where there are plenty of symptoms to indicate a remedy and there is a doctor present who knows how to read the signs of nature. Always consider first that which is not commonly found in this disease and examine the remedies having such striking features. The exudative inflammation of the throat, nose or larynx with the marked weakness and zymotic manifestation. Grouped as diphtheria finds for remedies the following: acetic acid, ailanthus, ammonium carb, apis, arsenic, aurum tritonum, bacteria, bromium, bryonia, cantaris, capsicum, carbolic acid, propalus H, alop, heparsol, iodium, calibite, calichlor, calimanganum, califos, creosote, laccan, lacacid, lyco, mercury, mercaptan, mercyanide, mercayode, flavum, mercayode, rubrum, muriatic acid, nitric acid, phosphorus, phytolacca, root starch, secane, sulfuric acid, sulfur, and no doubt many others. It often happens that the nurses speak of the suffocation as soon as sleep comes, which is a symptom that often leads the neophyte to leprosy. But this remedy may not cover the rest of the symptoms. The following remedies should be consulted as they all have it, as well as the general zymotic state, weakness and exudation. Ammonium carb, bryonia, aurum tritonum, propalus, heparsol, calibite, lactic acid, lacacid, lycopodium, root starch, secale and sulfur. The constant picking at the lips and nose has often pointed to aurum tritonum. A type of cases often observed where bleeding is an alarming sign, bleeding from nose, mouth and throat. When bryonia, propalus, lacacid, phosphorus, secane, sulfuric acid would be the group to examine. The odors from the mouth sometimes become important and lead to study of remedies having putrid odor. Apis, aurum tritonum, bacteria, bryonia, carbolic acid, propalus, calibite, calichlor, lacacid, lycopodium, mercury, mercaptan, nitric acid, phytolacca, root starch, secane and sulfur. The well-known mercury breath always leads to the examination of the various preparations of such remedies, such as mercury, mercaptan, mercyanide, mercayode flavum, mercayode rubrum. The hope is E.V.M. mucus coming from the throat and the air passages is often an important factor, and the following remedies are to be examined: apis, aurum tritonum, carbolic acid, calibite, lacacid, mercury, mercaptan, mercayode flavum, phytolacca. If white, lacacid. If yellow, calibite and lacacid. If the liquids which the patient attempts to swallow come out from the nose, consult aurum tritonum, cantaris, carbolic acid, calibite, calimax, laccan, lacacid, lyco, mercury, mercaptan, mercyanide, phytolacca, sulfuric acid. The gangrenous aspect of the throat is found in ailanthus, ammonium carb, arsenic, aurum tritonum, bacteria, carbolic acid, propalus, lacacid, califos, creosote, muriatic acid, nitric acid, phytolacca, secane, sulfuric acid, sulfur. When ulceration is notable, arsenic, aurum tritonum, bacteria, chlorinum, heparsals, iodium, chalybeate, laccan, mercury, mercaptan, mercaptanate, muriatic acid, nitric acid, and phytolacca. When swelling of the external throat and cervical glands is a marked feature, Aaron-Trigeminum, lecasis, mercury, mercaptan, nitric acid, root. The following remedies have the disposition to constitute swelling observed in some cases. Aaron-Trigeminum, hepar, laccan, lecasis, lycopodium, mercury, mercaptan. From a lump in the throat, lecasis. The difficult swallowing in this disease is so common it can scarcely be taken as a guiding feature. అంతేకాదు స్టీరియాలో డిఫికల్ట్ స్వాలోయింగ్ అనేది కామన్ ఇండికేషన్. దాన్ని బట్టి రెమెడీ సెలెక్ట్ చేయకూడదు. Yet, sometimes empty swallowing is very painful. Then solids can be swallowed easier, and then the following should be inspected. Rotalus, lecasis, laccan, mercury, mercaptan, mercaptan, rubrum. ఇగ్నీషియాలో ఉంది, కానీ ఇగ్నీషియాలో డ్రగ్ ఆఫ్ పారాడాక్సిస్ అనే దానికి కింద, కానీ దాన్ని స్పెసిఫిక్ గా కలిగినటువంటి లెక్సిస్ లో ఎందుకు ఉంటుంది అలా అనేది కూడా లెక్సిస్ లో ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తుంది. వారికి లైట్ టచ్ అనేటువంటిది వారికి రిజర్వేషన్ హార్ట్ ప్రెషర్ అనేది ఎంజాయ్ చేసింది కాబట్టి అది సాలిడ్స్ తీసుకుంటున్నప్పుడు మింగుతున్నప్పుడు థ్రోట్ పెయిన్ కాదు, లిక్విడ్ తీసుకుంటున్నప్పుడు pain when not swallowing or pain ameliorated by swallowing is often important. Capsicum, Ignatia, laccan, lecasis. The marked distress in touching the throat is often a guiding feature, and then etis, bromium, bryonia, laccan, lecasis, phytolacca become a group of importance. The pain is marked in some cases when anything warm is brought in contact with the throat, warm drinks, etc. Etis, lecasis, lycopodium, phytolacca. When cold things aggravate, arsenic, hepar, lyco, zabarilla, sulfur are to be considered. The membrane has too many features to be examined in this short paper, and hence a laboratory must be consulted. But when the exudation is predominantly on the right side, it is Ignatia, laccan, lycopodium, mercaptan, flavum, phytolacca, ruxa. When it extends to the left, laccan, lycopodium, sulfur. When predominantly on the left side, bromium, rotalus, laccan, lecasis, mercaptan, rubrum. Extending to the right, lecasis, laccan, and lecasis. When the exudate alternate sides, laccan stands alone. When the exudate is predominantly in the nose, ammonium carb, chalybeate, lyco, mercaptan, mercaptanate. When it extends to the nose, chalybeate, mercury, mercaptan, nitric acid. When the larynx is the locality affected, the state is far more serious, and the following remedies must be consulted. Ammonium carb, etis, Aaron-Trigeminum, bromium, carbolic acid, hepar, iodium, chalybeate, chalymanganum, laccan, lecasis, mercaptanate, mercaptan, nitric acid, phosphorus, and sanguinea. When extending into the trachea, iodium, chalybeate, and phosphorus.